Alrighty, another video. So just came out of meditation, surprise, surprise. And what I was thinking about was synchronicity and how that sort of ties in with meditation. I've had a bit of an example that's been happening during the week. I don't know why it's sort of happening, but it's all tying together, or my brain is just putting it all together, but I'm not sure why. But the other day I was sleeping and it felt like something was like biting me. And so it was like 3 a.m. in the morning, and then, you just like have an itch, you like sort of touch it, whatever. And it just kept biting me. And then I'm like, oh, like it's something in my bed, or like bed bugs or whatever. I was researching and looking it up, changed my sheets, and it was, still doing it or whatever. Anyway, woke up in the morning and sort of researched it some more and everything else. And it looked like it was sort of like mites or something like that. Anyway, so earlier during the week, I watched a couple movies. One was War of the Worlds, which part of the movie is that the aliens didn't conquer the Earth because of the tiny little microscopic things that humans can tolerate throughout, I don't know, like since we've been here. Like that was the only thing that stopped them, which was by itself, it's nothing. And then I watched Lucy, which is like she gets some exposed to some stuff and she just sort of she's able to use like a higher percentage of her consciousness, and she eventually gets to 100% consciousness. And that also at the end of the movie is showing like right down to our tiniest like atom. We're all one, because in that movie she was sort of going backwards, if anyone's seen it. So so it was like down to the tiny microscopic sort of level again. And then another thing I watched was like a Joe Dispenza testimonial, and that lady in that had like I guess in a way it was like an overcoming of a fear of like something like an allergen or something. Then you're sort of blocking yourself and say, I can't eat that. And that just leads to more and more, until she was like wearing gloves and couldn't even leave the house. And it was like really, really full on. And then something else tied in as well, which I'm reading a book called Letting Go by David Hawkins. And this week, I've been reading a chapter a day, but this week in particular, well, actually today, which tied in perfect timing, like it's just funny how it all works, synchronistic. It was about a similar thing with that lady with the Joe Dispenza, about how what was shown on TV, in a sense, with all the manias and diseases and everything else, that pretty much puts it into our, I think it's zeitgeist, where like as a whole, what we're thinking. And while we're thinking that we don't want that, that's actually what we're attracting. So in a way, on purpose or not, what we mass see sort of is what we bring about and sort of bring into our lives. So in a way, long story short, when you meditate, what you start to bring about is a more synchronistic life, I guess. We are synchronized whether you're thinking it or not, but like as I've noticed now, and I've noticed other times before, when you get to a more of a depth in your your practice, or even doing other things that bring you into a higher state of consciousness, that's when you start having these synchronistic events, I guess. But then you can actually start seeing the pictures, how they sort of connect. I don't know why. I might not ever find out, but it's just funny. It's like a head nod from the universe, like, this is happening. So I'm just going to take it as, don't look too much into the bed bug thing, because I might go down a line that I don't want to go down, like that lady, and then the book's saying the same thing. So I'm just going to take it as that and just not worry and don't research and don't fill your mind with that, because then you just spiral. So thank you, universe, for that. But it's just sort of want to touch on that little story, and how while going a bit deeper into meditation, these synchronistic events will start popping up more and more, which can be really fun. Like, another story could be, I have my phone and I really needed a toothpick or one of those SIM things to change my SIM for some reason. Anyway, it's a few years ago now. And then when I was driving to the gym, I stepped out of the car, and on the ground right next to my door, I just so happened to look down, and there was those there was a SIM sort of poke-in thing to pull it out. Like, that day, that time, never found one ever before, but like little fun things like that. So yeah, it can be really fun as well. And yeah, that's where your awareness is increased, and that's when you can be more on purpose in living. So thanks for listening, and see you next time.